Hello there. And we are live. Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to Real Talk. You see, today, I have an honorable panel of guests here around with me. These are heavyweights when it comes to Arsenal punditry, including two that have been a big part of me even setting up a channel. Me just sitting down there and watching them, do their thing. And, I said to myself, I want to be like these people. I want to come out and talk about Arsenal the way they talk about Arsenal. You have to have some fucking balls when you're talking about Arsenal, and these two they bring that energy to me. I would just take you through a tour of them. The first person is the Aussie. I personally call him the Aussie King
Oh, come
himself,
on, bro.
and this is OC Gunner. OC Gunner, you welcome to the show, big brother.
Right, mate. Thanks for your kind words. Really appreciate that, mate. Like, big up yourself. Big up yourself, and mate. I really appreciate your patience as well, mate. I've been fucking here, there, and everywhere lately, but it's great to be on the show, mate. Really appreciate
Yeah.
it, mate. Big up yourself.
Yeah, exactly. You're not an easy person to just, gazom from Sydney down there, but you're welcome to the show. It's a big honor to have you here. Obviously, I really want you to really know that. And the second person I have here is the Prince himself, the Fresh Prince of UK. He joins us today. This is Prince Fuad. Prince Fuad, you're welcome to the show, brother. You're a big
Oh,
influence too, and you're welcome to the show, brother. What do you have to say to us?
thank you for having me on, brother. It's a pleasure to be on with you all, and hopefully we can have a good conversation and educate a lot of these buffoons out there.
That's the energy, brother. And yeah, I have
Sure.
my right hand man and my business partner here. And he's a podcaster here too. Ryan Maguire, and he's here in the show with us. Ryan.
Thanks for having us again, Tony. 2 nights on the trot. Let's do it.
Tonight on the trot, brother. Yeah, I know you've been to war with me and back, and you see what we have here. We have something great down here. You know what? I'm not this type of person that like munching words in my podcast. I like getting straight to the hit map, straight up. Also, good now. I'll go straight to you
Yeah.
because this show is this kind of like a family meeting right now. No external borders around us. No shame at it. We can just discuss as a family down here. Also, gonna Fuad and Ryan. We're all Arsenal fans. We're Gooners. Right now, also gonna Arsenal is really battling within themselves in terms of our fan base. It's extremely stratified and divisive. Like, how can we go? How can we go from a team that lost their first three matches last season, including a horrible loss in Brentford Community Stadium against Chelsea, against Manchester City, beating with no points in our first three games, and we come to a season where we have 6 games in 7 in the bag. We're top of the league, and these fans are not happy. Also, gonna take us through a tour of your mindset right now. I just want to hear it.
You see, everyone's going to come out, right? And we got to call it straight. Arsenal fans will always call straight on their team, right? And the reason why is because we've seen fucking glory. We know what it is to be successful, unlike some, right? Now, the problem I've got, is we can go from saying these are the issues at Arsenal, these are the gaps in the midfield, these are the gaps. That's great. Let's call it. Let's call the issues that we've got. But if we're going to call the problems at Arsenal, if we can critique Arsenal, let's do that. But if we're going to critique them, right, then why can't we give them credit, right, when they do well? Why can't we say, wait a minute, yes, there are small gaps, but at the present time, I'm using all my energy to critique the team as I have in previous years, as I always will.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have to use the same fucking energy to come in and say, wait a minute. The games where you think, oh, Arsenal, down 1-0, come back. Arsenal, go to Brentford, demo job, no problem. Demo job, Bournemouth. Leicester doesn't count because Leicester are fucked, right? But you could say, like they're in trouble, that team, fuck, mate. from winning the league to where they are now. Instead of doing that, it's the same old thing where it's like we're forgetting the big picture. Now, the big picture is that you want to be successful, right? At the moment, this is success. Like, can we hold on to it? You never know. In the league season, you never know what can happen. But right now, presently, this team is coming together well. He's playing some very nice football. Possession is beyond. It's meaningful. We're creating chance after chance, which previous seasons we haven't. We'd get the ball and fuck up chances. So we got to call it straight down the line. But the problem you have is, right, and this is no shit, is everybody is scared of, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. Let me tell you something in life. When it comes to learning something, all right, or knowing something, sometimes you have to be wrong to learn to be right. You can't be right every time. You can't.
True.
You got to call it down the line. Arsenal right now, just like every other team, everyone's looking at them saying they're playing some good football. Arsenal fans, on the other hand, not every single fan, are saying, but we need this, we need that. Yes, we need players. Fucking oath. Yes, we do. The manager's shit. Yes, he hasn't got the credentials, but has he won 6 out of 7? Has he turned around from last season? Is the team playing better football? Yes. All these are true. Right.
Totally agree.
Yes, it might not be the name that you want at the end of the day. It's not mine. I'm an Allegri guy. I'll call it every time. I'll put myself out there. I've said it and I'll say it to now. I'm an Allegri guy. I like Allegri. But I can't overshadow. I'm not going to fucking say, I can come out and say Mikel Arteta is shit, but I need to back it up. I can't go and say you're shit. You go up to a boxer and say you're rubbish. You get in the ring, you get knocked out. Who's rubbish now? Right? True. So now Mikel Arteta, I can say he's rubbish, but what's he done this season? I can't have an argument with Mikel Arteta and say he's shit when he's fucking done this season. I got to shut the fuck up.
Fuad, I want to bring you down here. You heard what Aussie Gunner said, and in every stream I've watched him, of course he's critical of Arsenal, but in a constructive way. I don't just see him slagging them off, when they're doing right. If they do right, he's there on the forefront saying, hey, you guys did well today, but I'll send that criticism where it should go. That's it. And there's no flip-flop about that. It's being a man in it. But Fuad, what do you have to say about that same topic I just said? I just asked Aussie Gunner. What do you have to say? What's your mindset on this? Because this is a family meeting. We need to get to the bottom of all this nonsense.
You know what the truth is, bro? It's time to float like a butterfly first on these fans. Because I blame the fan base too. When Arsenal are top, what are you complaining for? The truth is,
it beats my imagination.
All right, I'll give you an example. All right, all these Arteta out fans, they talk about Arsenal this, Arsenal that, Arsenal this. Leicester won the league. Leicester won the league.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the Arteta fans. But let me put a question to you.
Yeah.
When you're at the top, ain't it hard to stay at the top? So when you build a structure, you don't build a structure for you to do it for one season. You want to build a structure with you to do it over the years.
True.
And that's what Arteta's doing. How can you build a structure? When you talk about, I want to win now. Winning now doesn't define you're going to win the season after that and after that, after that.
Exactly.
That's what Liverpool did. They went out all out one season and won one league title, just like Leicester. Man City, let me educate a lot of these Arsenal fans and educate a lot of Man City fans. When Man City done it, they had a structure. They had a plan in place. They had Mark Hughes, couldn't defend. What they want to do? They want to go Mancini. What did Mancini do? Tighten the defense. They won the title with Mancini. True. Mancini was playing up. They want to play direct football. They want to go Pellegrini. But then when they had Pellegrini, there was a setup of defense, direct football. Guardiola come in, continue that philosophy in his own style, and said, "I'm going to continue to stay on the top," and that's why they built. And that's what Arsenal are trying to do. They're not trying to build to think just to have one-off season. Oh, let's have one good season. Let's challenge. Because in 3 years' time, 4 years' time, everyone's not going to be talking about Liverpool's challenge. They're going to be talking about Man City won the title 3 years in a row.
Exactly.
So Arsenal are looking at that, putting in that method. So Arteta's coming now as a novice. I expected Arteta to make mistakes. The man comes from a number 2 to a number 1. On planet Earth, people are imperfect humans. He is going to make mistakes, but don't hold him to it. And that's what a lot of fans do. They still go off what happened last year. Well, let me sorry to break your heart. He busted up Brentford this season. Last year we lost to Palace. After
Totally
the beat Palace,
ghosted them. Totally ghosted them. Totally
ghosted them. We
ghosted
took him
them.
to school. And Ben White was on the pitch, and Ben White had never made one mistake. So now
You know what? Yeah, I want to come in there. I want to come in there. I was in a stream. Big ups to Monse. Monse Talks is down here with us. Monse, big ups to you. I was in Monse's show. He's a great guy, you know.
Yeah.
There was a Gooner down there, Bobby, a great guy too. When I went there and announced myself as a positive gunner, they were like, is this for real? You know, because they're expecting a negative Arsenal fan who would come there and slag his team off. The Tottenham guy that was there was just waiting. It was just licking his lips, waiting to tear down Arsenal apart, just waiting to just hear something negative from me. Talking and slagging down Arsenal. So I just really feel like, and that's why when we go to other places, no matter the kind of podcaster that you are here right now on YouTube, none of these cats out here take us seriously. Even if we are top of the league right now, none of these cats are taking us seriously. And I think it's because of the culture of this negativity that has eaten deep into our root of our fan base. We're not together at all. At all. Ryan, what do you say to this? Or am I speaking in tongues here?
Yeah, I agree. I feel like mainly because we've not been that title challenger for God knows how long. Now that it's looking like we very much can be, people just don't expect it. They didn't think we was going to be there, so they just can't believe it. They can't see us. They can see us at number 1, at top of the table, but still can't see that we're title challengers 100% at the minute because we are in that title spot. So whether they like it or not, that is where we are, and that is where we're going to stay for the majority of the season. But they just because they're not used to it, because we've been down, we've been the banter club or whatever for these past few years, and now the process is clicking in, and now that we're getting in the performances and everyone's doing the part, they're not like they won't like it. Obviously, it's not what they want to see. They want their club to be there. Whether it's United or Liverpool or Spurs, whatever, they want their club to be number 1. At the minute, it's us, so they're just going to try and tear us apart. But say what they want. Numbers don't lie. That number 1 at the before Arsenal, because we're top of the league, don't lie. That's where we are. So if we can't say we're title challengers, being number 1, it's not 1 game in, it's not 2 games in, it's 7 games in now. When it gets to 10 games in, if you're still there in 10 games in, that's when you start thinking, right, this is laying out as how the league table is going to look. Not bang on, but after 10 games, you get starting to get an idea, and we will definitely be there after 10 games.
Okay, also gonna see here the inconsistency and the hypocrisy in that fan base. Okay, let me just even give you a little bit of an example before I ask you about your thoughts in this. Brentford as a team in Brentford Community Stadium, out of 22 London derbies, these guys have nicked in a whooping 17 in their last matches in Brentford Community Stadium alone. Arsenal have played with Brentford in Brentford Community Stadium about 6 times, lost 5 of those matches. Those are facts, straight facts, including the one last season where they beat us up at the start of the season. Fair game. And now, this season, Brentford welcomed the Manx, Manchester United, down to Brentford Community Stadium. And of course, we all know the story, what happened down there to Manchester United. They got absolutely slaughtered down there. And of course,
Yeah.
When you have a record of 6 games in Brentford Community Stadium, you're winning 2 of those matches. You have 3 draws in Brentford Community Stadium this season and just 1 loss. And your talismanic striker just had, a hat trick in the last game, and it's coming in red hot,
Mhm.
just introduced and given a shirt in that English team. You know he's ready to
Yeah.
cause damage. But the hypocrisy right here I'm seeing right now is that when Arsenal goes there and completely turns over Brentford, even if we didn't have our total first team down there, we had injuries going into that match. The hypocrisy down there, people saying that Brentford is such an easy team to go down to Brentford and completely turn them over. And they've forgotten that Manchester United went there and got obliterated down there. Aussie Gunnar, what do you have to say about this hypocrisy
Well, is
happening right
everyone?
now?
I'm going to flip it. Is everyone talking about Tottenham beating Leicester? Is everyone talking about that? Now, you know what? And I'm going to call it straight down the line. Some nice goals, right? Loved it. Great goals, especially Son's goals. Great, right? But they're talking about that, yes? Of course they
Yeah,
are.
yeah.
6-2, right? Where are
Mounting off.
Leicester? Where are Leicester? Where are Leicester? Leicester are fucked, right?
Fucked. They're rooted
Absolutely
deep
fucked,
down
right?
in,
So we're going to
in
sit
that
here.
table.
So we could sit here and chat about, oh, look at the way fucking Tottenham beat Leicester, right? They're down there. Brentford aren't a pushover team, right? And I honestly looked at that game. I go, we could win this. But Ivan Toney is a player that I wanted at Arsenal. I wanted at my club over Jesus, and still reckon, in my opinion, he's a better number 9. In my opinion, that's my opinion. Like it, don't like it. I think he's a better old school number 9, physical, this and that,
Yeah,
right?
physical. Yeah.
So we went down
Massive
there
agree.
and we beat Brentford, right? We play a team that loves to counter attack, right?
Yeah.
They played 5 in the back and we completely took them apart. In the first 90 seconds, it could have been 1-0. Our problem is we can't finish our dinner. Imagine if we could. Imagine if we could, the amount of chances we create. Now, the problem that you're going to have here, right? When you beat a team 3-0 and you're going to come back and say, oh, it's just Brentford. You can only play the team that's in front of you, man. You can only play them. And if I can get 3 points from every other team every other day, I'm happy with that. Oh, we got to beat City. You got to beat Chelsea. You got to beat Liverpool. Yes, we should be beating them too. But right now, I had to play Brentford and I beat them 3-0, right? Tottenham had to play Leicester, right? And they beat them 6-2. Are Tottenham fans coming out saying it was only Leicester and Leicester are shit? No, of course
No.
not. We beat them 6-2. We beat Leicester 4-2. But we would still come out and say Leicester are shit. The difference here is you got Arsenal fans that understand that this is, to win, you got to beat the best teams. Other teams, on the other hand, have never won anything. So when they do win and maybe win big, they celebrate it. Why can't Arsenal fans just look at the game in front of them, look at the way we played, look at the way we dominated, take it aside, assess it, and then put it out there? Why can't they do that? And the reason why is because it's let's critique. I like to critique. I like that. But end of the day,
Yeah.
you just played Brentford, a team that isn't a pushover. You got Ivan Toney up front who's scoring goals to fucking have fun. He's
Oh
having
my
fucking
God.
shits and giggles. That guy's a fucking top striker. That guy at Manchester United, right? At Manchester United right now, Manchester United doing bits with him, right? And I'm
Yeah.
telling you, he didn't get a sniff. He didn't give a look in. He had the shits. He was fucking fouling Saka because he was so shitty. But we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about that because it's a shit team. So if Arsenal lose against Brentford, right? Tomorrow we lost against Brentford, right? And we lost 1-0, 2-0, whatever, or drew. Oh, fucking Arsenal is shit. Arsenal beat Brentford, shit team.
Shit team. Fuad, I'll bring you in down here. I would even go on an extensive scenario with you. I'll give you example because my own, you see, I bring the heat. I like bringing the heat, but I'll just keep quiet until maybe December. But I want to take a look at this scenario here, talking about this same hypocrisy that's really going on. Arsenal plays Fulham. You know what happened in that game, right? You saw what happened. We had to come back, from a goal down. We grinded that result at the Emirates. When you're playing dangerous strikers like Mitrovic, that has committed assault and murder down there in the Championship, and it comes down to the Emirates, you just have to give him that respect. good and okay. Those games are games Arsenal should win, right? Good. I'll take it in that context. We beat them up. The criticism we're getting, out there is that Arsenal were bringing in their girlfriends, having a lap of Herner at the Emirates, and celebrating too early. Even Talksport even chimed in on it and started talking rubbish. And that's why I don't respect mainstream podcasting, because I feel that they've done this sport like they've bastardized the whole process. But I'll take you through this process and through this scenario right now. Good. Fast forward it to White Hart Lane. Fulham goes to White Hart Lane, have a little bit of a tussle with Tottenham Hotspurs, and Tottenham Hotspur were able to win that game. Richarlison removing his shirt and celebrating in the stadium, and every Tottenham fan were very, very happy. At the end of the day, Tottenham fans were singing, "Oh, when the Spurs go matching it," just for winning that game. And this same Fulham team is the same Fulham team that took points away from Liverpool. Let's even go out of that scenario. I'll give you another one. Aston Villa. Aston Villa comes down to the Emirates. We turn out against them. We turn them over. We beat them. They go down to Manchester City. Manchester City can't even turn over an Aston Villa team, and someone out there from Manchester City will tell me they're invincible. Bullshit. Bunch of bullocks. Right here, right now, Forward. Can you tell the fans, tell everyone that's listening here to you, what do you think about these scenarios and this hypocrisy going on? Take a cue from the Aussie King down here.
All right, I'll be honest with you. A lot of fans can't understand. Beating the big teams don't define your season. I'll give you an example. At Liverpool before, used to batter all the big teams. When Man United were winning the title and Chelsea, but lose to all the small teams.
Yeah.
So if Arsenal beats all the small teams, so you beat Palace home and away, 6 points. You beat Fulham home and away, 6 points. You beat Southampton home and away, 6 points. All them teams, their points add up, it's 6 points. But if you only beat the big teams and you lose to the small teams, you only play the big teams. There's only the big boys. Man United, the big boys, regardless of it, they're still classed as big boys.
Oh, they'll always be that team.
Yeah,
Look, and
Manchester
one thing,
City, Manchester City. I'll finish. Manchester City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, and even you could throw Spurs in the bag because they have been good over the last few years. So them 5 teams. So you're telling me 6. If you win all them games and you lose all the small teams, you're gonna get relegated.
Definitely.
You're going to get relegated, isn't it? So winning the big boys doesn't define the season. Beating the big boys in one league. When Arsenal used to win the year Arsenal, when they won the title and they had the thing, was in 2002. For some reason, we smashed up Man United in the FA Cup in Old Trafford. For some reason, we smashed them in the league in Old Trafford. That was the season we did it, and that was a long time ago. But ever since, we haven't done much there. So it's not about just the big teams. It's about how you perform all season. Now, if for instance, our next test now was Tottenham and Liverpool. If we get 6 points in them games, you're going into Leeds confident. We should be beating the likes of Leeds. Yeah, we should, but anything can happen. It's football.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get that. Ryan, you know I have to bring you down here. You have to have your own input into this. How come does a Richarlison scores against the Fulham team that's supposedly a small team after Arsenal have beaten them, removes his shirt, dances around the corner in White Hart Lane?
Didn't over celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Have a little bit of a nickel with the fans, kissing the fans and enjoying the whole aura about scoring against Fulham, and then Arsenal for beating Fulham can't even have a little bit of a celebration, a little bit of a nickel with the fans. Please, can you tell us what you think about that blatant hypocrisy?
Yeah, 100% hypocrisy. I mean, I stand with Richarlison for celebrating like that. And I also stand with Arsenal for celebrating like that, mainly because I say it all the time. sometimes teams can have off days, but there are no easy games in the Premier League. There are no easy games in the Premier League, and you can play a team like Wolves, Villa, even smaller clubs. You think you're going to turn them over, and then they turn up with some steely determination that you didn't realize you was walking into. And if they grab an early goal and then they can defend for their lives, and you're just attacking, and not even feeling that goal's going in, and then after 80 minutes, 85 minutes of attacking, you get that goal, then you're just going to be absolutely elated. And no matter who you are, you should be celebrating that, and you should be celebrating the victories as well. And don't forget, these Arsenal lads are the Arsenal lads that people are calling the banter lads and Ben Shite and all that crap. And these when they get the wins, that they're over the top with it, because they know that people were doubting them. It was a hard game. They battled for it, and they're fucking relieved with it. And Spurs can celebrate like if they want. Liverpool can when they get the wins that they're after. United can get it when they get revenge against Brentford if they do. So celebrate them wins, because the Premier League is a hard graft, man. It's a hard graft. So 100% celebrate, but don't kick off just because someone else is celebrating and you're bitching about it because you're not.
Exactly. We go into Crystal Palace. We're going to that den in Crystal Palace down there. We beat them. We turn them over. And then they go to draw, and they're easy teams. They're teams Arsenal should beat. Okay, good. I agree to that. I agree to that theory. But then, they go down to Liverpool, grind out a draw in Liverpool, and, they're an easy team. So, I don't really understand this dynamics, but let's push ahead. Aussie Gunner, right here, right now, what are Arsenal's I want you to be like your true self in this, in how I see you in your shows and everywhere. Do you think Arsenal is mounting a title challenge? Do you think we're competing at that elite level? Like, forget that we're top of the league right now. Do you think with the kind of players that we have right now, Gabriel Jesus, Zichenko, these guys coming in and making these changes and improving the team on its own right now?
Yeah.
They're scoring, they're helping. Do you think Arsenal is competing for that league this season?
No. And that's me being honest, calling a spade. No.
Yes.
It's a good team.
Respect that.
It's a good team.
Yeah.
But to compete against, and look, I know Liverpool's having a shit season. I know that. But they got some players there. They got ballers there that when they come together can really turn shit up. And just like Fuad said, there's a lot of games to go. There's injuries, there's all that. I don't think this squad right now has enough depth or is of the quality to be able to challenge a Manchester City, for the Premier League title. Is this a good enough team to get a top 4 finish? Yes. Is that good for me? No. Top 4 don't mean shit to me. Fourth means fourth best loser. Third, second means dick to me, because it doesn't mean a trophy. It means rubbish. But I want to see progress from this team from last season to this. So progress in the Premier League and in Europa. So that means I want a Europa win, and I want to see an improvement. But I don't see Arsenal right now, even with the form that we're in. It's great form. It's good football to watch.
True.
The positive is that the football is not dead football, right? But I don't see this team having the quality of players, right, or the depth to go ahead and finish off the season top of the league. But you know what? I'd love to be wrong.
Good. Let's set this on fire right now. See, all rules, all bars hold. Anyone can talk. Fuad, do you agree with what he just said right now? I respect what he said because that's how I see him talk. I can respect that fact. What he's saying. Do you have that same idea with him? Anyone can interact right now. All bars hold.
I can relate where he's coming from, and I can slightly agree with him, but then at the same time I can slightly disagree with him. I look at it like this, all right?
Yeah.
I agree what he's saying, take game by game. I say take by game, but I look at it like this. It's down to the club. With this team current squad, I agree with Steve. We won't win the league. But if Arsenal get through October and we're there and about, this is when the club reacts. To go and strengthen in January. Because if we get through October and November, remember, we got a break all the way to Boxing Day. Then you got Boxing Day. Then we play a home game. Then we play away, and we play Brighton at home. And then the transfer market opens. If Arsenal are there and about, the only way Arsenal can contain it and maintain it, is if they dip into the transfer market and strengthen where it needs to be strengthened. Because it's all good for us fans saying we're going to win the league. If they're and above, in January, that if Arsenal are there and above, we look at our squad, we look and we think, whoa, now's the time to prove to the fans that you're serious. So if Arsenal are there and above, and Arsenal buy players, yeah, it could happen, it's possible. But from now to January is a long way. So I'll say to people, take game by game, because no one is expecting us to win 7 games this season. No one expected us to be top. No Arsenal fan. Every Arsenal fan I spoke to before the game said we're going to draw with Palace. Every Arteta out fan told me that.
Exactly.
So when every Arteta out fan, no one of them, I said we're going to smash Palace up 2-0. So I all on other people's channels, I go on every Arteta out channel and said we're going to win these games. So none of us expecting to be top. We'll take game. We'll see by there. But one thing I'll say to all Arsenal fans, stop blaming Ben White, because Ben White now has gone to Brentford and won a game. You defined a whole season of one game. Ben White didn't play well in his first ever debut for Arsenal. Then it took him, so in that one game, you had another 38 games and you slaughtered him 38 games. Now he's gone to Brentford and won 3-0. And you know what? He was chilling. He kept them in their pocket. The man was relaxing. He had a day off. No,
we're still looking for Ivan Toney. I don't think Ty in AFTV have actually seen him. He's still looking for him right now, like everywhere.
Yeah, bro. But stop blaming Ben. That's the thing with Arsenal fans. They blame. He's a scapegoat.
But Ben White. I'll see Ghana. Let's turn this up a notch.
Right, when you're sitting there, you're talking Ben White was fucking good in 38 games. Relax yourself, bro. No,
I'm not saying that. I'm saying not 38 games, but I'm saying he had more good games than bad games. But everyone's just blaming him.
But the thing is, as a defender, right, you're gonna get
a young defender. You don't forget.
Young, old, new, this, that, fucking Fiat, Mercedes, I don't care. What I'm trying to say is some of the mistakes he was making last season were shambolic, right? And I've seen him, and I'm going to call it spade a spade. Yeah. I know what it is to defend when you're falling down in your own box, right? When you're falling down in your own box looking for a fucking card and allowing another team to score a goal, that's a fucking shambles. Now, hopefully, he's turned a page and he's going to become a decent defender. But last season wasn't a good season for him. No, it was a fucking joke of a season for any defender, not just Ben White. Any defender who defends like that with a team like Arsenal, with a team like Manchester United.
With all due respect, all right? With all due respect, Gabriel last season made mistakes.
Not as many as Ben White. Nowhere near as many as Ben White.
But wait there.
I totally agree with that, actually.
Okay, but no. But Gabriel made mistakes last season, and I pulled them out when I was live on Northside's channel, whoever's channel I was on. I pulled out mistakes, and everyone used to say he was making mistakes. But this season, for the first few games, who's made the mistakes?
Yes, now you're right. The mistakes this season.
And the fact of the matter is, I'm not shocked that he made mistakes, because Ben White, all right. First things first, he come to Arsenal under a lot of pressure. And look, this is why I rate Arteta. He thought, they've already pressured Ben White off one game. Do I really want Saliba to go through this? Saliba's mother just died. He's going through a lot of problems. You know what? Go and be with your family in France and have a season out there. I'm clear to come back to Arsenal. Now, for the whole year, I had everyone in my ear. Saliba, Arteta don't want him, Arteta this. Saliba just come out and said, I love this club. I like this manager. I like, what he done for me. They understood my problem. They understood when he knew I wanted to be for my family when my mother died, and all Arsenal fans would do it to look good on YouTube. Oh, he's this, he's that. Bring the facts. When a player's picking him up, I'm not going to believe.
Okay. Let's get to Ryan. Ryan, see, yeah, I'll take a cue from what two of them said. I totally agree with two of them. This is it. This is the see, yeah. This thing is easy. Just constructive criticism. Like, I love it. It's not bad, actually. I'm not saying no one should criticize the Arsenal board or anyone or even Arteta's, tactics, but just lay it out in a way that it's uh, true to life. In a way, see, yeah, I'll take a cue from what Aussie Gooner said, and I totally agree with this. Ben White coming from Brighton, he wasn't my kind of defender. I don't like I didn't rate him. To be very sincere, I'll be very sincere here. I did not rate Ben White at all. He's coming from Brighton. Uh, he can't turn. He can't move. Eh, yeah, he has a little bit of energy in him, but he can't catch up with the best of them. His defensive awareness last season wasn't good at all. I totally didn't like him at all. But hey, yeah, we come into this season. Ateta looks into his drawing board, goes back and says, "Okay, good. Um, where can I be able to slot in this English centre back that we bought for over 50 million? Because you cannot buy Ben White for the amount we bought him and keep him on the bench. And it's English. It's not possible right now. Let's forget about it. Even Ben Leno has already told us in his parting shot that Arsenal has politics deep down going into it. So we need to understand and bring in that politics coming down here. He's English. He's white. You know, it's coming from Brighton with lots of uh,
Prospect. Big prospect.
uh, with him. That oomph is there. He comes in down there. He doesn't have a good season. Lack of awareness. He can't run. He can't turn. But this season, also gonna, you cannot deny the change and the improvement that Ben White has gotten this season. And it's not even just in one player. And that's why I believe in this coach. Ben White has been tremendous this season. Let's remove that Crystal Palace game where he had a little bit of a rough edge, in Crystal Palace. It was run
Those game
ragged.
jitters.
It was Saliba that actually helped him in a way. But this season, slotting into that right back position, he's been good. And not just that improvement only, we can see the new lease of life that has been given to Zaka of all people. No one slagged Zaka than me in the
They took
whole universe. No one slagged Zaka than me. The scenario that tipped me off from Zaka was when he threw the armband. He threw it away and abused the Arsenal fan base. That's a no-no for me. I wanted him out because of that reason, not even because of his display, but just for disrespecting the fan base alone. But this season is turned it up a notch. I can't complain. Maguire, what do you think about this improvement, that have come into place in Arsenal Football Club in terms of how we play? We now see a Zaka who everyone wants his head on a spike come down there, do a good job right now, a new lease of life. I don't know who the hell he is this season right now. I'm still trying to contemplate who the fuck is this guy. And then we're seeing a Ben White who is a calamitous defender in a way. He can't turn, he lacks awareness. And Mikel Arteta has been able to turn him up a notch this season, bring him into that right back position, and make him look like, I don't know, like kind of like a half-wit Cafu. What do you think, Ron Maguire?
In terms of, you mentioned Bern Leno's parting shots. In terms of them, he can stick them where it is. He was dropped after the Man City game, an absolute shocker. The goal at the near post was disgraceful. So he was dropped after that game. Ramsdale's come in and shown the form, and that's in his distribution, and that's why we've kept Ramsdale in. I think you've been very, very harsh on Ben White, I must say. I agree. Obviously is you can pinpoint a couple of mistakes. Calamitous, I really don't think so. I don't know. Go. Other defenders make mistakes. We'll look at the impregnable Virgil van Dijk this season, who's getting turned left, right,
Yeah,
and
but we can
centre.
call that. Like, you see how we can call Virgil van Dijk he's not doing well this season? That's all we're doing with Ben White last season.
With Ben White, it's the same thing. I thought the same thing too.
Yeah, obviously, I get that.
I get that, bro. I agree with him.
Virgil's also got
It's
credit.
true.
Don't forget that. He's been good defender for a long time, so he's allowed to fuck about now. You know what I mean? He's got a little bit of credit in the bank.
Fans,
Yeah, exactly. He has a little bit of a credit,
but
Ben
there,
White doesn't. I understand that.
We can't have a go at Ben White because he's at the beginning of his Arsenal career, but we can have a go at Van Dijk because he's at the end of his Liverpool career. I'm not having that. And I'll stand up. I'll stand up.
And you know, if Ben White shows me this season, if Ben White shows me this season that he's going to hold up the defensive line and do well, because this season he's been playing well. But you know, if you watch him, he's been covered by Saliba 4 or 5 times and by Partey 4 or 5 times.
All right, let me
and he's out of position. And I know he's going to say he's out of position. Yes, he is. But it's a new lease on life.
I'll tell you
season,
something.
If he proves me wrong, that's fine.
All right, I'll tell you something. All right,
and again, Ben White doesn't give us much going forward. Fuad,
he's not a right back, but he's not a right back. He's not a right back.
Maguire, Ryan, I'll tell him now. Do you know, as soon as Ben White gets injured, okay, and I say this now, watch what happens to Arsenal's defense. Because you know, Arsenal fans.
Tommy Yasu's not a bad defender.
No, he's a top defender. But you know,
he's a good defender. He doesn't miss a header. This guy's a decent defender.
Yeah, but you know, you don't realize what Ben White's good at, and people don't. The small things. He's really good picking up the plays, intercepting plays. Let me tell you something. All right, in Crystal Palace, when Edouard was coming in, and Saliba lost his man, he pushed out. Who was the player who read the situation when he was just about to score and he put him off and intercepted the ball? Who done that? Ben White. He never gets credit. No. He never gets credit.
I'm not saying.
And do you know the Arsenal fan base? This is before I finish. Do you know the Arsenal fan base? This is what happened in 99 when Gilberto got injured. Oh, what did Gilberto do? He done all them small little gritty things that no one worried about. And what happens? Arsenal bottled the title and Man United went and done the triple. Gilberto, one player who used to do that. Arsenal fans, if you're going to talk of football, watch the game and appreciate properly. Don't watch, That's not watching the game to me. When you watch a game, watch what he does. Bro, you know what? I went to Anfield.
I'm having a good laugh here, man.
I went to, you know what, Ryan, I swear down, I went to Anfield and I spoke to Liverpool fans.
Oh my God.
And they even said, that Ben White's a top player. Just Arsenal fans haven't got a jar about football. You go Man United fans say the same thing. Manchester City fans.
Munzie was in the fucking chat just now, but anyway.
You know, even Man City fans, I know, say a lot of Arsenal fan base rate Ben White. But you know what it is? It's because one game, the final season. So if we're going to go off that, we lost to Man United. We're shit. We're not going to win the title, and it's over. If the season's over, so it's for everyone. Go get the title because Arsenal is still top and take it to hybrid.
Exactly. That's my problem with Arsenal fans.
And that's what we go off, bro.
The team.
We strike off people's
to dismiss
energy.
The team.
Yeah, don't Ben White, bro. Trust me, he's a top player, bro. I rate him. Every time I've seen him play live, he's been quality. He's been good. And
also, don't forget we're talking about the Crystal Palace game. He was up against Zaha, Wilfried Zaha, who everyone said he's going to run him ragged, and Zaha was pretty much nowhere. So he did. I thought Ben White showing up against Palace,
but again, I think it was because of Saliba. See, this is what everyone is missing out here. Saliba has come into that back four and stabilized that back four. To be very sincere with you, on a good day, after 7 games, Arsenal will be ripped apart and, would have gotten a goal difference.
I totally agree with you,
on the minus right now. And that even affected us last season.
But Tony, I disagree with you.
Saliba has come into that back four, solidified it. Whenever Ben White runs down the channels,
Toby, it's not
Saliba
Saliba.
is that last guy down there waiting and patrolling down there to mop up from Ben White's
No,
mistakes.
I'll tell you,
No,
no, it's
no,
not, it's,
no, no. I
it's not,
totally agree. I totally
what
agree
about, wait,
that
hold on,
Ben
you're
White
saying
is
it's
having a
Saliba,
good season. That's the good thing about it.
but
Anyway,
Tony, I'll put it to you now. You all notion is just Saliba. No, it's not just Saliba. It's Thomas Partey. Shaka got a new. Shaka is playing in his role where we actually bought him as a number 8, like me Steve was saying yesterday. He's up and down. You got Zinchenko, who've come in with that mentality. He's changed the philosophy of Arsenal. You've got Gabriel Jesus, who's come in with that mentality. He's coming with something. And then you've got that Fabio Vieira, who brings a different dilemma to the midfield, who could just shoot a ball and score a screamer. So
Yeah.
Arsenal's defense now ain't out, and you got Martin Odegaard. That our players are good at holding the ball, whereas last season they wasn't.
yeah.
So
yeah.
it
That's
wasn't
true.
just one
Now,
player.
holding the balls, I'll agree on that.
Yo, it ain't just one player. Understand? People gotta understand football. It's not the one player sleeper. It's how Arteta have set up and structured the team. So if you put Tommy Yasu there won't be an issue because it's a new structure. Even if you put in maybe a reserve kit there, it might not be no issue. Long as Partey and Xhaka are fit, and Saka and Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, we're not gonna have many problems in the back because teams are scared of their
Okay.
players.
Okay.
And that's where we should have
good.
fucking bought some fucking depth when it came to the
Exactly,
fucking
and
last
that's where
transfer window.
that's where I'm coming to, because this is the most critical part, of the program that I'm coming into. You know, me and Ryan, we have a policy in this channel. We have this policy of criticizing constructively. When we set out to open this channel, when I set out to do that, and when Ryan came in with me, we talked about this. We want to argue things in a very constructive way. Now, Arsenal, in this past transfer window, in the summer transfer window,
Yep.
we all knew. See, yeah, this is the truth. We're all Arsenal fans. Can anyone here in this panel right now tell me that they never felt that Thomas Partey would be injured, either in the beginning of the season, in the mid of the season, or at the tail end of the season? Is there any Arsenal fan that never thought about this?
Tony,
Please.
the guy can't go 5 games without getting injured. Do you know what I mean?
So we all agree.
We're talking Abu Dhabi right here, bro.
And this
We're talking Abu
this
Dhabi.
is why it's good to have a heart-to-heart talk with Gunners, because these are real Gunners. We belong to that Gunner fan base, so we can be able to tell each other the truth right now. Every one of us believed that Thomas Partey was going to get injured. And of course, why are we singling out Thomas Partey? Because Mikel Arteta has, for some reason, built his team around Thomas Partey. That's why we go to a place like Old Trafford and get turned over and get 3-1 down there. Did we play nice? Yes, we did. Did we miss a player to help us mop up that central defensive area when we go offensive? Yes, we did miss Thomas Partey. So it brings us down to Thomas Partey being injured. And we all knew that this was going to happen during the season, during the course of the season, in the beginning, middle, or end. Everyone knew about this. Now, Arsenal knew about this about 3 to 4 days before the close of the transfer window, because he got injured a couple of days, before the end of the window. And for some reason, we were going for a Douglas Lewis that doesn't occupy the first, second, or third spot option in the spot he plays for at Aston Villa. Now, do you think the club messed up? Now, this question goes to every one of us right now. Do you think the club messed up in not bringing in a Thomas Partey replacement to help Mikel Arteta for his title charge this season? Did we fuck up
Yeah, well,
the
let's
season
be
in
honest.
terms of recruitment?
Let's be honest. The spine of the team, the midfield, has been a bit of an issue for a while. Now, Xhaka,
Yeah.
yes, he gets to play a number 8, and he's doing well. I'm not saying he's the best number 8, but he's doing well. Spade to spade. I'm still not convinced. I need to see this consistently. But Thomas Partey, we've known that he's injury prone from last season, not just from 3 days before the end of the transfer window. So we knew this was going to happen. Now, I know Mo Elneny, decent player. He runs his socks off, and he's a good cover, but he gets injured now. So my point was I was screaming and yelling about getting another number 8, not even a 6, a number 8 to cover so we can
Yeah.
makeshift our midfield, and we didn't do that. Now that
Yeah.
is mismanagement. Now it depends on who that falls on. Does that fall on the manager since he's got a say? Yes. Does it fall on the recruitment? Does it fall on the owners? It falls on everyone's head. But whoever made the call at the end of the day not to buy an 8 or a 6. Now everyone was talking about cover for Partey. In my last show, I said it's time for him to be replaced. Not cover, replaced. I don't need another fucking Jack Wilshere. I don't need another Aaron Ramsey. I don't need another fucking Abu Dhabi. I don't need these players. I don't care how good they can be, how good they will be. I need them to be good now.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, they made a mistake. And yeah, if it was cover that they bought, it would have been better, but they haven't bought anything. And that's where it's going to cost us. When you've got, unfortunately, Sambi's an all right player, but it's apples and oranges between Partey and him. You know, El Neni is a good player. It's not apples and oranges, but he's injured. So now you've got no squad depth when it comes to the 6 role. So what do you do? The 8 role. The 8 role. Let's say Jackie gets injured now, right? Fuck the 6 role. The 8 role. Who's going to take the 8 role? Nobody can fucking take the number 8. Nobody. You're going to say fucking Zinchenko comes into the number 8? He's injured too. So you don't have your midfield, your spine wasn't solidified. And everyone's saying Fabio Vieira can play an 8. I don't think so. This guy looks like a 10 or a winger, right? You don't want to grab a player and just slot in a young player into a position and say, good luck to you. You kill him. You destroy him.
Although he's played in several positions for FC Porto, he's that dynamic. I'm talking of Vieira right now. He can play anywhere within the midfield. He can play anywhere within the midfield. He can play at the wings. He can even play as a supporting striker. He has that in his skill set. He's that good.
But a box-to-box in the Premier League, right? He's got a lot of fucking responsibility on his shoulders. That's why Xhaka is doing really well. People will notice him go forward. He's been doing great going back. A box-to-box is a lot of responsibility, right?
Yeah.
And I honestly think that this player at the moment is more of an attack-minded player. I think in the Premier League, he's going to be better as a 10 or even a winger than he's going to be as a number 8. I think as a number 8, he will struggle. In the game that he just played against Brentford, as a 10, he struggled a little bit, moving the ball. So as an 8, it's going to be more focus. So I'm not going to grab this young player who you can see has got a dynamic to go forward and create and chuck him in as a number 8 because I don't have anyone else. I should have bought at least an 8 or a 6. We didn't do that. And that's mismanagement. Yes, I agree with that.
Ryan, come in there, please, before we get that same answer from Prince Fuad.
Oh, yeah, I 100% agree that Vieira's the number 10. Number 10 can fill in as a right winger. Obviously, he's still getting used to the speed and whatever. But that's what we show at the beginning of the transfer window. We shown some sense. We spent 35 million basically on someone to compete with Odegaard for the number 10 spot, which I thought was brilliant. So then why did we not spend that money on a centre mid to compete with Partey and then another centre mid to compete with Xhaka? Do you know what I mean? Like,
me and Ryan have been singing the same song since the start of the season.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, we spend that. We need to spend. You need to spend 30 million plus on bench players nowadays. You just do. Like what you were saying, we can't have 50 million Ben White sat on the bench. Of course we can, because that's what squad depth is, and that's the City players are all worth that much sitting on their benches, and that's why the squad depth is what it is. And like you're saying, he might have been injured, Partey, 4 days before the season, but we knew last season that he was injured pretty much the majority.
Exactly. He has a poor
at the beginning of the of the transfer window. It was everyone that I spoke to, everyone close to me, Arsenal fans, were waiting for that Partey replacement or competition. Is what it is. Someone big money that can compete with Partey. But we seen it, the fans seen it. Edu and Arteta obviously didn't.
Prince Fuad, please, can you just clarify your stance, in that area?
No, I have a different stance. You know me.
Here we go. Okay, we don't need to come on now.
Listen.
All right,
I look at it like this, all right?
Let's see how you're looking at it.
I look at it like this, all right? First things first, all right? The players who played last season, to me, is a year experience. So, like, people like Smith Rowe, people like Saka, and people like that, or played that, and Ben White, and all these players who played last season, so a year experience. So they know how hard to get to the Champions League is. And so they thought, all right, we know how hard it is to compete in this league. Second of all, this is the second one. We went and got Zinchenko, all right, top the signing. We went and got Gabriel Jesus. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
top
yeah.
signing, all right, top signing. And then we went and got, and then we went and after that, they went quiet. Okay, we got some Zinchenko, Gabriel Jesus, and we bought obviously that Marquinhos and that. But then we went in for the Aston Villa player, Douglas Luiz, all right? And I know a lot of Arsenal fans are in a meltdown. Aston Villa was determined not to sell him. Arsenal went in for him for 3-4 days negotiating to try and get him deadline day. But anyway, but what I don't get, all right, what Aston Villa is, if the player agreed to come and he agreed terms with Arsenal and he said, listen, Arsenal ready to set his medical and all that, and you guys kept rejecting the bids, we only got to get through October, and inshallah, my brother Partey stays fit. Inshallah, my brother Partey stays fit. And after that, we go to Aston Villa saying, we're not going to pay you 20 million. We're not going to pay you. The player could come for free. So Aston Villa...
Fuad, you know...
But that's a gamble, Fuad.
Oh, no, but it was Aston Villa. They rejected it. Aston Villa. It's nothing Arsenal could do.
We're not talking Douglas Luiz.
Fuad, listen. We in Arsenal, we ought not to be Madonna. We should not be living on a prayer. Down here, we're not Madonna. Actually, we are the fan base. We really do need replacements in these places. It's simple as that. Do I blame Arteta for it? Hell no. He's not the chief recruiter. Do I direct something at Edu? Yes, he has a problem there. The board, they have a problem there. And see, we've just gone through a criticism in a very constructive way, because I do know that we need this. We need these changes. Not everything is so good with the club, but we do need these changes. But it's good we put, what we think out in a positive, not maybe positive, but in a more constructive way. Because that's how the fan base should be, not in a very toxic way that brings down the club. We see, Arsenal fans, because after I brought in a vet here, and his name is MCFC Daps. Shout out to him. I reached out to him. He was very humble. He came to my show to bless my show. So I would never go, back and forth with him because he has put food on my table. I would not go back and forth with him. But you know what? This guy, actually, when I brought him day before yesterday, I had Northside here with me. Shout out to you, Northside, brother. I had Deji. Shout out to you, big brother, down
Deji.
here.
You can go and eat
Yeah. I agree.
You can suck a fucking dick.
But Deji, I
remember
love
when
Deji.
you got fucked on Mondays? I'm gonna fuck you again. You want to call me a clown cunt, you delusional fucking prick? I'm gonna fuck you just like I fucked you on Mondays. You're not gonna sit properly again. Just like you ran away after the show fucking finished. Just like you ran away, you'll fucking run away again, you fucking wanker. You want to know me, cunt?
Deji,
I'm gonna fucking pull you apart, bro, and put you in a fucking envelope.
Actually, backstage, Deji is my friend. He contributed to the growth of this station. Even my business partner here, Ryan, understands that fact. But you know what?
The guy's got about 6-7 screw looses. Do you know what I mean?
He hasn't got any screws in there, bro. He was putting together out screws, bro. The guy's fucking falling apart, bro.
Deji, fired.
Listen, Steve, what I tell you
yesterday? Fired, bruv.
You know what Deji is? He's fake. He's doing all this for clout. That's what he's doing.
Listen.
And we all know it.
Steve, I don't blame Deji.
Actually,
I blame the Arsenal fans.
Actually, Deji,
well, you know what? That's
you know what? You know what? Leave Deji alone.
You know what?
He's not doing it for clout. He's actually a Tottenham.
Deji's a nice guy, man.
I don't give a fuck if he's a nice fucking guy. He can go and get fucked. Because end of the day, he remembers what he wants to remember. He doesn't remember what happens. This cunt.
Listen, Deji,
as a Tottenham fan, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. Like, so far, he's pulling up that shirt of a sports fan. He's gonna get any smoke that comes his way. I have a show with him tomorrow. I don't know if he will show up, but that's separate. That's a separate one. So I brought in this DAPS, MCFC DAPS.
Tony, one
Yeah.
sec.
Fucking
Yeah.
Tony, one
Spurs,
sec.
yeah, I swear to God, bro.
I've just got to say quick, everyone here, thanks for having me, but I've got to shoot off. So it's great meeting you all, and we'll do it all again, 100%. Anyone that's watched, like and subscribe, and all that kind of bollocks, you know what to do.
Yeah.
We're all family here. Thanks. Shout out to DJ. You know what we were saying.
Yeah.
Been great fun, and I'll see you all again sometime. God bless you all.
Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, man. See you soon.
Yes, right.
Yeah. So listen, yeah. So I brought in that DAPS guy. He came to the show. Nice guy, Nice guy. I've been watching that dude, all the time, and he's a cool person. It comes from Never a Foul Football. They run that channel. Great guy. But when I sat there with him, Northside and Deji, I saw the infighting between me and Northside. He couldn't just agree to anything positive about Arsenal. He predicted that Brentford was going to beat us in Brentford Community Stadium 2-1. Arsenal went there and won completely by 3 goals to nil. No positive anything. We're table toppers. He didn't care, and then I looked at MC Daps because I think he gave me what I would call an epiphany, like a rebirth kind of thing. So I think my mission right now, because you cannot be fighting wars, and this is the problem with America. You're fighting wars outside when you have a big dipper war inside of you. So instead of going to fight wars with Manchester City, carrying canisters out and fighting people from Manchester United or fighting people from even Tottenham Hotspurs, we need to do that job within our club. We need to get things correct within that club. And I think that's my new direction right now. So me and Notsai will be having a new show coming up this week as early as Friday. I would like it to be a family meeting. Also gonna, if you have that time, you can come around. Fuad, if you have that time,
Listen,
you can
Look,
show up.
honestly,
No side. Let me just say,
bro,
right?
you're gonna start back.
These
You're gonna start bashing
clubs
North
don't
side,
take
here we
us
go.
seriously, bro.
Let me tell you something, Tony.
These
all
clubs
them
don't
people
take us
asshole, man.
seriously. And I don't blame
No.
MC Daps at all. Because deep inside our own camp, we hate each other. We don't even want them to. We don't want Arsenal to win.
I'm gonna say one thing. I'm gonna say one thing. You know what? You got a point. When you said you don't blame Deji for being able to come out and chat shit, still fuck you, Deji, and fuck your face. But let me tell you something. I don't blame you.
Deji's fault, bro.
No, let me finish. You know why? Because if you give him, if you're gonna give him all this fucking huggy, fucking touchy, fucking I'm being nice to you, fucking shit, he'll take advantage of it. And you know what? I'll give him one thing. Good on you for doing it, because I did the same fucking thing. I did exactly the same thing.
You know what?
Difference between me and those guys is I wouldn't let you do it, but they're letting you do it. And you know what? I'll give him credit for that. He's supporting his club lost, but I'll give him credit for that.
No, but see, I want to say, Deji. Okay, yeah. I respect Deji. Do you know why I respect Deji? Because Deji is like me. It's like when they try getting me and Deji to go with each other, Deji's only supporting his club. Same way I am. So when two man got two mentalities of supporting their club to the max, to the bone, hood to the wood, he's supporting Arsenal. From the hood to the wood, we support our team. And I got respect for that. But what it is that's him being him. And I'm being me.
Fuad, I think your audio is having a problem.
Your audio is cutting out, Fuad.
Yeah, it's cutting off.
It's cutting in and out. So you're saying we're getting little bits of what you're saying, just losing it.
Can you hear me now better?
It's still shaky in a way.
It's still shaky. It's crackly.
Yeah, very cracky.
What about now, Steve?
Okay, it's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. It's clear. It's cracky, but we can hear you.
But we can hear you.
Okay, well, I'll put the volume up a little bit there. That's what the volume is up. What about now, Steve?
Yeah, you're not too bad. You're not too bad. But you know what's happening? You know when you're talking quick. You know when you're talking quick, it's cutting out. So you're getting your point across, but in bits and pieces. I know you got the shits, but you got to kind of because you ain't got the equipment like our midfield. You got to take it easy.
What else? Can we prop it up?
You're not too bad. It's just a little bit delayed and it's a bit cracky, but we can hear you. Just got to. Yeah.
What I will say to you, Steve, is when he supports his team from the hood to the wood, I support Arsenal, so I can relate to him because he's only supporting his team. He ain't doing nothing wrong. But what and listen, he's entitled to hate Arsenal, same way they're entitled to hate Tottenham. You know, when our rivalries, none of our rivalries are now, they're just a North London derby thing. So when our rivalries, if he wants to hate on Arsenal and he wants to support his team to the max, ain't wrong with that. But when you got
Your audio is actually. I think you can do it without your mic, without the headphones. Let's try that first.
what about now?
You're
Can you hear that
welcome,
now?
Prince Fuad. You're welcome.
What I was saying to you is, all right, when Deji supports
Still the
Arsenal,
same.
so supports
I
Tottenham to the
swear,
max.
Fuad, you're having your sound and it's fucking around, bro. I mean, you know what? I think one touch, bro. Nigel's got this. Log out, jump out of the stream, log out of the stream, and log back in.
And
Log out and log back in again. Yeah. Because that's a good point. Nigel, I'm telling you, sometimes I like you, but you know what? Yeah, bro, we're gonna have words too, bro.
Niger
Bro, you know,
Niger is big homie, man. You know, he's big
Nigel's
homie.
good
I
people.
like the
This
guy. I
point,
support him too.
this point here is good, but Ruben Neves wasn't 40 million. They actually wanted 100 million, man. That's why Man United said fuck you. They want 100 million for him.
Big
100 mil.
big shout out to Anthony Herbert. He joins us on the show, and it's from the Gooners from all corners. He's my big friend here, you know, and you know we love him on this show.
Yeah.
He's been my
Shout
big
on Ruben
supporter,
Neves.
and I
Good
also
player.
support his show too. You know, hello Fuad, can you talk a bit for us? Let's hear you.
Sing for us.
Bonjour, merci bien, français.
Okay,
Oh,
so now we get. So you got to go and hug Nigerian Englishmen because you just fixed your sound.
Écoute-moi français. Merci la français.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, it's back again. You started talking French. It started crackling
back
again.
again.
Back again.
Back again.
Attends, it might be my laptop, bro. My audio.
Yeah, I think it's your audio. But anyway, you see, yeah. We've already done up to 1 hour plus, so of course everyone has things to do. But I will bring back this panel again so that we can be able to discuss, you know, longer than, because there's so many things plaguing our fan base, you know, and the club too. Hopefully, I pray that Arsenal would go down there at the Emirates and you know just bring down Spurs or shoot them down there. But you know, this is the last question before we go. Aussie Gunner, Arsenal will be facing Tottenham Hotspur in that hotly contested London derby, North London derby. Now, this derby has so much ramifications to us. If we lose out on this, Tottenham overtakes us. Manchester City overtakes us. We won't have that bargaining chip we have at the top of the table again to use right now because we've overused that card right now. Seriously, how do you see that match going at the Emirates? Arsenal versus Tottenham, North London derby.
We struggle at White Hart Lane. They struggle at the Emirates. And that's a fact. Last season, what happened? They beat us, or we beat them. Sorry, correction. We beat them. They beat us. So I can see the same thing happening again. I can see the same. And honestly, I can pick it that when we go to White Hart Lane, it'll be the same fucking shit again. Because every time these two teams face each other, it's the crowd, it's the energy that rattles the other team. And don't forget, we beat them 3-1. And then when we went over there, they did the same shit to us with 10 men. So I honestly think that I think it's just going to be, it'll be tightly contested. And I think it's going to be better quality football from both teams this season because both teams are in a better place. But I think we're going to get this win. I think it'll be 2-1 to Arsenal. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, okay. 2-1 to Arsenal. That's a good one. Fuad, what do you think?
Oh, I think if Arsenal scores the first goal, like 2-0. I don't think Tottenham will come out and play.
Okay, like 2-0. 2-0. Okay. Well, that match, it will be a very, very hotly contested one. For me, I just think it's going to be maybe just a 1-0 victory. It's going to be very tough. In fact, if we come out there with a draw, I will be okay with that. To be very sincere with you,
the one thing I don't want, and this is me calling it straight, is either team to pick up injuries. And I know it's Spurs, but I still wouldn't want either team to pick up injuries because the ramifications for the World Cup, the
Yeah,
ramifications for the
it's
World Cup,
huge. Yeah,
fucking
it's huge.
huge.
It's huge.
Um,
I need to be real, yeah. We might just end up winning that match by 1-0. But again, if a draw comes from that match, I'll take it. I don't rate sports, but again, you need
I
to
wouldn't
see
take the draw.
you need to see that they have a bit of quality in that team.
Look, you know what Spurs are doing?
We should be
Spurs are
a
grinding
little
out.
bit frank.
Tony, can I say something before
Spurs
I
are
go?
grinding out wins. Spurs are grinding out wins.
Tony, can I
Exactly.
say something? Tony, can I say something before I go? Yesterday, Aussie guy said something to me made a lot of sense. He said, Northside said that I only come on the show when we're winning. We've won 6 games in a row, and I haven't been on the show once. And the only time on the show we lost to Man United. So who's going to hide him?
That's
the truth, but you know it's the truth.
Northside,
truth, bro.
okay, let's round up the show. Guys, thank you.
Jack is his boy.
Everyone, thank you for coming to the show. You've made this show a blessed one. Thank you, Chelsea Dan. Thank you, my guys. My new dogs I'm running down with right now. CFC OG. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, man. Big up CFC.
Deals,
big up, why not Spursy? Big up.
Yeah, Chelsea, CFC OG, real bro down there. A big friend of my channel. I'm also a big friend of his too. Chelsea Dan, big ups to you. Anfield Droids, big ups to you. Amy Baba, big ups to you. Ogbeni Ridwan, big ups to you. Anthony Herbert, thank you for always coming down to this show. Thank you very much. Niger Englishman, big ups to you. One Touch TV, big ups to you. United Family, big ups to you, man. Everyone that has contributed to this stream, thank you very, very much. And, I'll be bringing this team again. Monse, thank you very, very much.
Don't forget
Monse, yeah, thank you very much.
Big up,
I hope to do something with you later on too. Aussie Gooner, thank you for coming to the show. Prince Fuad, thank you for honoring the invite. It's not easy to bring kingship and down here, the Aussie King and the Prince himself down here, to come chop up with me. Thank you very, very much. I really hope you guys will come to the show again when I, need you. When I need to bring you guys back again because we haven't finished, So we have to come back. I'm also open to coming down to your show. Aussie Gunner,
Sure, bro.
I've told
you. I gotta get you on a yarn, man. I gotta get you on a yarn.
Oh, please, man. I need to be on that yarn. I dream of being on that show. Like I say, I don't hide it. I'm your stan actually. So, I don't care. But I don't care what type of slags I get. But sometimes you just have to be real to yourself and talk about your idols. Fuad, thank you for coming to the show. Enough respect to you, my big brother. Everyone, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you tomorrow with Deji Spores. Deji Spores graces the show tomorrow, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day and take care of yourselves. Bye.
Guys.